through anatomy, physiology, microbiology, you get a cohort of students that just stick together. They tend to take the same classes, tend to take, stick together. Well, you're going to take that class, I'm going to take that class. So it's something that we haven't done quite yet, but I could see it being something we should do and something that probably would be successful in building them a learning community as they then go into nursing. They would also have each other to rely on as they, move into that second 2-year role. But as of right now, they don't have anything. And I know me and myself and the chemistry teacher have talked about perhaps putting one together where they could take their Chem 100 and then Anatomy 103, 104, and 212 together, because those are 4 classes that they need to take to get into the nursing program. But as of right now, we don't have any.
So I think to combine both of their comments, Luby is correct in saying our focus has primarily been Associate of Arts and Associate of Science education, because those are our transferable, almost always readily a transferable degree. The Associates in Applied Science and actually the Associate of Arts in Teaching, is that what it's Cheryl?
Yes.
Those are also becoming transferable degrees. We're wanting to look at more ways to build learning communities into those programs. I've talked to both Kim and Cheryl about how we might design learning communities for those programs as well. So our 5-year focus has been Associate of Arts and Associate of Science, but I think there is a lot of space for growth in the other fields.
Do you believe that the seminars and forums that help the transition, from high school to college, and maybe culturally, because some students can be first generation, and that transition culturally can bring it to college?
One of the programs that Title V was able to support at Morton College this year was an initiative with the Institute for Global Ethics, and they came to campus generally to help us assess our ethical compass. So we sat around and had some discussions and weighed in and talked about what they felt the campus climate was. And one of the prevailing messages that we received both from students and from faculty were that incoming freshmen were not prepared for being a college student. That's an issue we hear repeated a lot. And so this year we're in a lucky spot as a district college. We have 2 district high schools. They're huge district high schools, Morton East and Morton West. We like to use Morton a lot in Cicero Grove. But they're 2 very large district high schools, and we intentionally this year, through the Institute for Global Ethics, will be holding a seminar this Monday to help students, incoming students to Morton College, focus on what it means to be a professional student. What are the ethical questions that it requires to be answered to focus on being a student, to know what it means to be a student, how to interact with faculty, how to interact with staff, how to be prepared. And this is something that the guidance counselors at the high schools are very excited about. We're excited about it. We're really moving into a new era of orientation, refocusing at Morton, and I know the faculty will reign supreme that we need a strong orientation process, and we're glad to add our part to this, but
we're also developing, as part of, we have the Achieving the Dream grant, and as part of that, we're developing a course, College Success Seminar. It'll be a 3-credit course, and it'll deal with issues such as reading, how to take notes, time management skills, career preparation. So that is another initiative that we're just getting started in the fall, and I think that I'm hoping that it will really be a benefit to our students.
How has this integrated with students with learning disabilities? Have you incorporated that?
We continue every semester to learn more about learning community models. Our learning community model has not focused on developmental courses or students with learning disabilities at this time. It's been primarily focused on quick degree completion, to increase our completion rates for associate's degrees and transfer to baccalaureate granting institutions. We're seeing a lot, a huge focus for us is also preparing students for college credit level courses, to have them come out of developmental math and developmental English and be ready for credit ready classes. So I think we'll probably see it, probably won't be until fall of 2011 when we start to see a focus on developing those courses into a cohort model and being able to develop them so that there's some intentional support, there's a little bit more of a fast track focus for those students as well. some, intensive English institutes, something like that. Maybe a math or emergency room, where once a student completes a math course, if they have focused deficiencies, they'll be able to complete those. Some focused tutoring for students with learning disabilities. So far at this point, it's fallen to our tutors and to our instructors to identify students that have learning disabilities or issues and help remediate those. So we want to provide a little more institutional support for that as well.
Any workshops or seminars with parents?
Yeah, do you guys want to talk about having your parents on campus?
I think family night is a great opportunity for you to meet other people's parents, and you get to interact and see the whole family together. It's a really great experience because you get to meet your instructors, to meet Rudy and Joe and everyone, and they really get to see what you've been working on. They get to see you in the environment.
Is it like just once a semester? Is it once a year?
We try to do one.
We try to do at least one a semester. We've done twice this semester. It's an intentional opportunity for us. It's a double opportunity because for many of our parents, as Ben said, he's a first-generation college student. The idea of going to the college is interesting or difficult or strange or foreign. So we want to make it a true community college that has its doors open to everyone. But at the same time, we have such a large variety of adult education classes that we're at the same time offering our programs to parents who might like to do an ESL class, might like to do a continuing education class. It's been a nice opportunity. It's a lot of fun to have the parents on campus. It's a little intimidating sometimes because I try to speak Spanish at those events and I always fall flat on my face. I switched to English pretty quickly. Joseph.
Hi, my question is, as Dr. Gomez mentioned earlier about there being a percentage of undocumented students in the education system, how does Title V help and assist undocumented students?
Well, that's
and the four-year university.
Sure. There's always going to be the question of, you guys have provided great support. The community college is affordable, but at this point, I'm not going to be able to receive financial aid because I'm undocumented and I'm going to the university level. We do a lot of creative scholarship searches, and I'll give Luis a great round of applause on that, working with students to find scholarship opportunities that are not dependent on citizenship status. We try to find the best program possible at the most affordable university possible, so that students have an easy path. I know I've had to talk with Karina many times about she wants to be a psychology major, and I say, well, are you going to go be a psychology major and pay yourself into thousands and thousands of dollars of debt, or do you want to go to a university that's just as good that you can get out of without debt? So that's why we're always having those conversations, and it's a serious and real conversation. We have a lot of students who are interested in going to IIT, and it's a very expensive degree prospect. And we want to make sure students are prepared for that idea to go and pay a lot of money. If you're sure you want to be an engineer or an architect, and you want to go to IIT, that's great, and we're going to support you in every way we can. But it's also a very expensive idea, especially for an undocumented student who's not going to receive student aid. So we just have to have very frank and frequent conversations, and I think we do a pretty good job of that in making sure that students are aware of the best option that's affordable and looking for creative scholarship opportunities. So we work around the system as much as we can. That's the long answer for the short.
I have a question.
Yes. When you hear English with psychology or English with religious